You are Locked On Nuggets POSTCAST, powered by Mile High Sports, part of Locked On Sports Denver on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, that is one way to lose a basketball game, folks, as the Denver Nuggets blow Game 4. Your final score here against the Oklahoma City Thunder, 92-87. It felt like the Nuggets had the Thunder right where they wanted them. An explosive, an incredible third quarter leads to an awful fourth quarter as the Oklahoma City Thunder tie this series up at 2 games apiece. And boy, oh boy, you've got to ask yourself, I hate to start it out on this note, but did Denver, well, they blew the game, but did they also blow an opportunity to put the Thunder to bed? And we'll get to that throughout the course of the program here this afternoon. Happy Mother's Day out there to all the mothers. If you're a listener and you've got a mom, well, everyone has a mom, right? But anyone celebrating a mother, a grandmother, whatever it might be, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Hope you guys are having a good day, and hopefully the Denver Nuggets loss today does not sour what should be a good day here on Mother's Day. And real quick, today's episode of your Locked On Nuggets POSTCAST is brought to you by our friends over at Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money and use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. More from our friends over at Monarch Money here in just a little bit, but wow. That is a terrible loss for the Denver Nuggets. There's really no other way to slice it. I mean, playoff basketball, right? This wasn't a regular season game. We've seen Denver lose some regular season games in some pretty ugly fashion, but I tweeted this out at Media by AP as soon as the game went final. If you guys want to check me out over there, it's just a brutal loss, whichever way you slice it. I mean, Denver had the Thunder on the ropes, and you give them life, you give them the game, you give them momentum, and you give them home court advantage back in what feels like the blink of an eye. That is the reality situation here for the Denver Nuggets. And not to get like too weird conspiracy theorists, godlike, the Rockies also fired manager Bud Black today. And I do social media over at Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. And so I get that news. I'm like, okay, we got to get that up. So I'm like watching the Nuggets game. And when I go to get once I see the Bud Black news come out, Denver's in control of this game. By the time I'm finished posting about Bud Black and the firing, I look up the Thunder on a 10-0 run. And, Denver's reeling in this game. It is really strange. And then we'll get back to the main point of this game, which is how Denver lost. But it is very interesting, almost like literally in real time. The moment the news came out that the Rockies fired manager Bud Black, Denver started playing awful. Everything fell apart for Denver. So just a weird coincidence that I wanted to throw out there here today on your Locked On Nuggets POSTCAST. But, man, they were not good enough. Straight up. I mean, they were great in the third quarter. And we'll get to the start of this game as both teams were terrible out of the gate. But, I mean, the 5-second call there on Denver and missing your free throws down the stretch. I mean, Nikola, and we'll get on Nikola throughout the course of this program tonight. I know he had a fine game in the statistics perspective, but he does not look like himself right now, folks. And that is a problem for the Denver Nuggets. And this is a game, frankly, when Oklahoma City was nowhere near their best today. You can't be giving games away if you're the Denver Nuggets. The Thunder are the more talented team. The Thunder are the deeper team. And it just feels like you gave Oklahoma City a life raft today. I mean, if Denver was able to keep their foot on the gas and close this game out, you're up 3-1. I don't know about y'all, and I know Oklahoma City won 68 games in the regular season. I don't think Denver was going to lose 3 games in a row had Denver been able to, tongue twister there, go up 3-1 in this series. That's obviously not the case, and now here we are 2-2, home court advantage now back in Oklahoma City, 2 of the next potential 3 games in their building, including the next game coming up on Tuesday, Game 5, in which we all expect SGA will be named the league MVP. So just a bad taste in the mouth here tonight at Ball Arena as the Denver Nuggets blow Game 4 and give the Thunder some new life now going back to OKC here in Game 5. And why don't we real quick kind of backtrack to the start of this game? Because the game was not won or lost in the first quarter like I thought it may be. I thought that Denver tonight had the opportunity to come out there, foot on the gas, put the kids to bed early, kind of punch Oklahoma City there in the gut. And the first quarter was completely obsolete for the most part in this game. I mean, Denver scored 8 points. 8 points for the Nuggets in the first quarter. That is a franchise worst first quarter offensive performance from the Denver Nuggets. And Oklahoma City only scored 17. I mean, Denver could have been down 30-8 if Oklahoma City hit their shots in the first quarter. But, that first quarter really didn't make a huge difference overall in this game, because then both teams proceeded to settle into a bit of a groove there in the second. Denver outscores OKC 28-25. And it still didn't look like it all came together for Denver. But I'm texting with my colleagues, talking to some media folks here at the game, and I said they're going to come out strong in the third quarter. They're going to come out strong in the second half. And that is exactly what Denver did. They blitzed the Oklahoma City Thunder. They outscored them 33-21 there in the third quarter. Everyone's hitting shots there. I believe they were 7 of 11 from deep in that quarter. And all of a sudden, you're feeling the tide is turning. Things are going better, right? Oh, they've got them right where they want them. And they get absolutely outclassed, dominated in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma City outscores Denver 29-18. And that's how you get to your 92-87 final score here tonight, folks. Look, Denver's a solid team. Not a great team. I've never really thought that Denver's a great team, an elite level team throughout the course of the season. Do they have the potential to be? Absolutely. But they've been too inconsistent. And tonight, this evening, whatever you want to call it, it really just feels like you let a golden opportunity get away from you. And I'll say it, I am worried about them now moving forward in this series. My initial prediction was Nuggets in 7, so we're still on track for that. I've also said it after each and every game on this postcast that it would not surprise me if these teams flip-flop back and forth. Denver wins, OKC wins, Denver wins, OKC wins. Well, that's exactly where we're at now through 4 games. But Denver, had put themselves in position by winning game 1 and then winning game 3 to essentially have to only win your games at home if you wanted to clean up this series. And now they've got to go in a must-win game 5, it feels like, in Oklahoma City here on Tuesday night. So we'll see how Denver responds in that game. But if you're watching live on YouTube, appreciate y'all as always. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That way you guys never, ever miss an episode of your Locked On Nuggets postcast. Go ahead and drop some thoughts, drop some comments. Let me know how you're feeling out there, Nuggets Nation, as the Denver Nuggets blow game 4, in my opinion, 92-87. Series now knotted up at 2-2. Here's a couple of notes that I could throw your way about this game for my guy, Jake Shapiro. The Nuggets have lost more games at home this year, 2 in the playoffs, than they did during the entire 2023 postseason run. That's interesting. And that was the 3rd time this season that the Nuggets have been held under 90 points. Game 3 against the Clippers, they had 83 points. And now twice the Thunder have held the Denver Nuggets under at 87 points or below. So Oklahoma City's a good team, but I don't think they played their best game today. I really don't, which is why it's a frustrating way for Denver to lose a basketball game when it felt self-inflicted. And I'll tell you this before we hit a break, and then we'll talk about some player specifics after the commercial. And I hate to say this because it's a little bit of deja vu, but you know what that felt like tonight? It felt a little bit like Game 7 against Minnesota last year. Nothing left in the tank. And we know that Denver's roster is flawed. We know that they lack depth, but Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and the starters looked exhausted out there. And Oklahoma City, young, spry, hungry, were able to take advantage. So series is not over by any means. 2-2. Both teams got 2 wins. Both teams got to get 2 more. It's a race to 4. And we'll see if Denver can get the job done here now on Tuesday in Game 5 at Oklahoma City. So let me hit my commercial break here real quick, guys. When we come back, we will continue along with the conversation. We'll get into some specifics here, some different players. SGA had a nice bounce-back game. Jokic needs some more from the big fella. And Michael Porter Jr., unfortunately, not surprising, a no-show in the scoring department once again. We'll break it all down when we come back right here on your Locked On Nuggets postcast. Back in just a moment, folks. All right, you guys, real quick, let me tell you about our friends over at DashPass. My friends over at DashPass. I actively use DoorDash as well. And if you're not, and if you're ordering food from home, I don't know what you're doing. Listen up, folks. NBA fans, you know what time it is. It is playoff season, meaning big performances and even bigger rewards. DoorDash is bringing the heat with a slam dunk deal for DashPass members during the 2025 NBA playoffs. It's called They Swoosh, You Score. Anytime a player drops 50 or more points in a playoff game, DashPass members score a free 3-piece crispy tender combo from Wingstop the very next day. Just place an order of $20 or more and use code WINGSTOP50 at checkout, and that combo is yours. Crispy, delicious, and totally free. Offer is valid from noon to midnight the day after the game. Terms, they do apply. So here's the play, guys. Sign up for DashPass to unlock this and more exclusive deals all season long. When any player scores 50-plus points in a playoff game, DashPass members can grab a free 3-piece crispy tender combo from Wingstop the very next day with a $20 or more order and code WINGSTOP50. That's DashPass, your door to more savings, more flavor, and more ways to win. Terms, they do apply. Be sure to check out our friends over at DoorDash. And let me also tell you about our friends over at Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, though. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you just stop managing your money and start building wealth. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan your long-term goals. Managing money with your partner has never been easier. You can track shared expenses and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. And one more, let me tell you about our friends over at Hungryroot. Everyone in my house always has something going on. I call this the busy season. I don't have a lot of time to go to the grocery store or to cook healthy meals at home. That's why I use Hungryroot. Hungryroot is like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped up into one. They take care of grocery shopping and meal planning, offering personalized recommendations based on your tastes and your health goals. I love how Hungryroot tailors my orders based on what I liked or didn't like. It gets smarter every time. With their high-quality, nutritious food, you can stick to your gut-friendly, high-protein diet without spending hours of planning. The meals come together in 15 minutes or less, giving you more time for workouts, family time, and hobbies. Take advantage of this exclusive deal and get 40% off your first box plus a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA and use code LockedOnNBA. That's hungryroot.com/LockedOnNBA, code LockedOnNBA for 40% off and a lifetime free item. Be sure to check out our friends over at Hungryroot and let them know that Locked On Nuggets sent you. All right, welcome on back into your Locked On Nuggets postcast. I am your host, Aniello Piro, broadcasting live from Ball Arena after a disappointing, dejecting Game 4 loss for the Denver Nuggets against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Your final score here this afternoon, 92-87. And man, I mean, let's get Michael Porter Jr. out of the way. 34 points tonight, or 34. I wish it was 34 points. 34 minutes tonight for Michael Porter Jr. 3 points, 0 of 5 from 3. He was scraping and clawing for rebounds. He had 9 of them. You like that, a block, but par for the course, man. You know, I don't want to feed a fed horse. We kind of know what it is with Michael Porter Jr. at this point. Hot and cold, hot and cold. I mean, fading him today was the easiest call, to be honest with you. I hate to say that because I like Mike, but just not good enough. And, you know, it's been a trend, and we'll see what happens this offseason. But, you know, no surprises there. Nikola, 27 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. His assists have been way down, it feels like, for Nikola in this series, and really the playoffs as a whole. And he looks exhausted out there, man. And maybe it's unfair to say just because of the way that the roster is comprised. Like you just need more from Nikola. And I'm not afraid to come out and kind of say that. And I understand that, you know, there's a lot of Nuggets fans that think Nikola can do no wrong. And I'm not saying he's done wrong. He just doesn't look like himself. I mean, the three-point shot has been laborsome for him. As I try to fight back this sneeze, 1 second. Oh, excuse me, folks. Allergies are killing me today. I walked out, my car is yellow. My car's not actually yellow, but it's covered in pollen. So apologies. My sinuses have been going crazy. But, you know, you need Nikola. You see the body language from Jamal. You've seen the body language from AG. Like, you just need a little bit more from Nikola. I mean, if you get close to MVP version of Nikola Jokic today, they win this game running away. That's the fact of the matter. Jamal Murray tonight, 17 points, 2 of 5 from 3. He adds in 4 rebounds and 5 assists. Aaron Gordon, 15 points, 3 of 7 from 3, and 16 rebounds and 6 assists. AG showed up big time today, and the bench is the bench. 8 points combined between Russell Westbrook and Peyton Watson. No news there. Russell Westbrook was, at least in his time, a minus 20 in the box plus minus, so not great there. But, you know, give credit where credit is due. Chet Holmgren balled out today, 13 rebounds, had 8 points. I don't think he scored in the second half, but those rebounds were key for them. Jalen Williams puts up 10. SGA bounced back 25, 6 and 6 for SGA. And they got, you know, 3 players off the bench today for the Oklahoma City Thunder in double digits. Alex Caruso with 10, Aaron Wiggins with 11, and Kason Wallace with 11 as well. So, you know, nothing new in regards to Oklahoma City's depth versus Denver, but it is interesting to kind of highlight here tonight. I mean, both teams again, and I think this is the concerning part from Denver. Oklahoma City did not shoot the ball well from 3 tonight. 10 of 41. That's good for 24.4%. The problem is Denver was 11 of 45, which is also 24.4%. So the fact that Denver was in this game and unable to win it, with the Oklahoma City Thunder shooting below 30% from three for now the second consecutive game, that's a problem, because you know what? Lou Dort's going to show up at home. SGA is going to probably put up 30-plus in Game 5 at home. The Thunder are a much, much better team at home, and you expect that number to be closer to 40% than 25% like it was this afternoon for the Thunder. So watch out. I just got a bad feeling about Game 5. I really do. Hopefully I'm wrong. But that's just kind of where my head's at right now. They lost the rebound battle today to Denver as well. 55-49, killed on the offensive boards here as well. OKC had 15 to Denver's 12. Not great. 14 turnovers for Denver. Not great. Lost the fast break point battle today as well. Points in the paint got smoked 30-20. And all in all, you know, that third quarter was fun. That third quarter made you believe. But that fourth quarter showed us that there's still plenty of things that Denver needs to work on. And this roster still very well might be the biggest issue with this Denver Nuggets team this season. They just do not have a lot of depth. And when Nicola's not perfect and Jamal's not perfect and MPJ can't hit a shot, I mean, their margin for error, that being the Nuggets, is this. It is paper thin, folks. That's kind of where we're at with them right now. So tip the cap to Oklahoma City. They grinded. Big win for them, 92-87. Bad loss for Denver. Series tied up at 2-2 going back to OKC on Tuesday for Game 5. Leave it at that. All right, that is going to do it for me tonight, folks. Appreciate y'all. As always, happy Mother's Day out there to your mother, any mothers that are watching the show. Appreciate y'all. Hope you guys have a great day. You guys can follow me on social media at Media by AP. And do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button on your way out the door as the Denver Nuggets lose Game 4 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Your final score, 92-87. Have a good one, folks.